So often we look over Thanksgiving because it comes and creeps up on us so fast. But for the last 3 years, I have really enjoyed and cherished the Thanksgivings, and this year will be no different. We always go out to my sister's in Virginia and enjoy an amazing time with her husband and 3 kids and have a really great meal all together. So while I won't be here to make a full meal and everything for you guys, I'm gonna share with you one of my favorite really quick and simple desserts. So this year, I'm gonna make a really simple frozen pumpkin pie cheesecake, and I know you're gonna love it. This pie seriously kind of knocked my socks off. It is pumpkin-y and almost like a cheesecake with that cream cheese in there, but it's really light and airy with the whipped cream that's worked into it. And as a bonus, it's frozen. So it's a really delicious frozen treat after a really heavy Thanksgiving meal. So it's practically like diet food, right? Because it's lighter. Yeah, no, it's not, but it's delicious, so it doesn't matter. To start, you just wanna make the crust. And for this, I'm gonna use bought-in gingersnap cookies. Really simple. Instead of graham cracker, you're using these cookies. Add a little bit of sugar. Put some pecans with them. It really just brings out a great nutty flavor, and it's delicious. Just pulse that together in a food processor until it's very finely ground. Then you just want to pour in your melted butter and blend it until it's very well combined and like a wet sand. Pour all that right into a pie dish. It's gonna be quite a bit of crust, but this crust is delicious, so believe me, you're not gonna care. And just press it evenly up the sides and on the bottom of the crust. I like to use a measuring cup for this. It's a smooth surface. It doesn't stick to the crust ever, but do whatever works for you and really build up the sides. I like to have a really thick side so it holds all that filling really well. Once the shell is ready to go, just pop into the oven for a little bit. It's just gonna get a little bit toasted and dried out slightly and really hold together well. Once the crust is baked slightly, you can just pull it from the oven and set it aside just to cool a little bit. Now, I know in the past I've made some no-bake desserts, and some of you have said, this is quite a bit of work. But let me tell you, this one is different. It really is no-bake, and it really is simple. Okay, the crust you had to bake, but come on, any graham cracker crust you have to bake, and it's worth making yourself. I like to start by whipping up my cream for the filling first. Just whip it up until it's at stiff peaks, and then pour it into a separate bowl just until you need it. After the cream, you don't have to clean out the bowl because everything else is fine with that. So just put it right back on the stand mixer and add your room temperature cream cheese and your brown sugar. Mix that together until it's really well combined. You want to make sure it's room temperature because the cream cheese is going to break down a lot better and you're not going to have any of those lumps that you can get if it's slightly cool. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure that cream cheese mixture isn't stuck to the sides, and then you can add your pumpkin, some cinnamon, ginger, and freshly ground nutmeg. Yes, you can use pumpkin pie spice instead of these 3. Mix that together until it's really well combined. I like to leave this mixing for a couple minutes to make sure it's really smooth and very well combined because you don't want any lumps in this. While it's mixing, make sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl a couple times or at least once. Sometimes some of this ingredients doesn't mix up together well at first and the cream cheese will kind of stick to the sides and not really incorporate well. You just want to make sure to scrape it down and make sure everything is evenly incorporating. Once it's really well mixed, you can just remove it from the mixer, scrape off that beater. You don't want to leave any of this deliciousness behind. Then you just want to fold in your whipped cream that we already prepared. This is really easy. I don't really worry about the folding too much. I just dump it right in, stir it together, make sure there are no streaks of that cream cheese because it doesn't look as nice. And then you can pour it right into your cooled, prepared shell. Once it's in there, just smooth out the top, maybe lick the spatula just to make sure it's delicious because it is, and then put it right into your freezer. You can honestly do this the day before, just cover it with saran wrap once it's fully frozen if you're gonna keep it in there for 24 hours or more. That way none of the other smells or flavors in your freezer can mix into it. And then once it's ready, you can just pull it out about 10 to 15 minutes beforehand, just so it gets a little bit warmed up, and then cut it and serve it. Guys, seriously, I know it sounds like I always say, this is easy, but this is easy. You can do this, make it the day before, take your stress away, and if you want, serve a little bit of whipped cream on top because no one ever said there was too much of that. I hope this helps you have a stress-free Thanksgiving, or at least a part of it. And I cannot wait to hear how you are spending your wonderful holidays with your families and friends. If you agree and like this video, make sure to click like and share it around on all platforms. I love to hear from you through Facebook and Instagram and see what you're doing with all these recipes. Happy Thanksgiving.